Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this video lecture series of digital signal processing. Okay, in this today's video lecture, okay, we are going to derive something a very important topic here of digital signal processing or DFT. Okay, so in the previous video lectures, we have studied a lot of stuff related to DSP. Okay, so today we are going to derive something very important here, which is nothing but it is a frequency sampling. Okay, it is frequency sampling. Okay, frequency sampling or frequency domain sampling. Okay, both are accepted. Okay, so it is frequency domain sampling. Okay, let me write here frequency domain, very important topic. Okay, frequency domain sampling. Okay, frequency domain sampling. So in this frequency domain sampling, okay, here something we will learn about the transformations. Okay, very important transformation for the exam point of view. Okay, or you can say very important topic here. Okay, because what we have seen in the DSP that your frequency sampling technique. Okay, basically it requires something called as time domain signal, okay, which is to be converted into the frequency domain signal. Okay, so the derivation is something where we start with capital X. Okay, we start with the capital X here, capital X of omega. Okay, capital X of omega is equal to summation from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, X of n. Okay, X of n e raised to minus j omega n. Okay, X of n into minus e raised to j omega n. Very important topic. Okay, so therefore, if you want to have the analysis on the given signal here, okay, where more important analyzed, always make sure that the signals which we consider here, they all are analog in nature. Okay, what I consider here is my signal, which is X of omega, capital X of omega is equal to summation from minus infinity to plus infinity X of n e raised to j omega n. Okay, so X of n, small x of n is my input signal, and capital X of omega is nothing but my output signal, which is in the a time domain part. Okay, so our derivation says that we need to convert my time domain signal into the frequency domain signal. Okay, so assumption what we do here is, let us assume that the omega, okay, or you can say w also, omega is varying from, okay, from 0 to 2 pi. This is the condition, or this is the value of omega. Okay, so the value of omega is nothing from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, why it is 0 to 2 pi is because if I consider a signal here, which I have shown in the yesterday's class, that if this is my signal, okay, if this is my signal, so I will be considering only this part for the analysis, because my signal which I consider here is nothing but it is a periodic, it is a periodic signal. Okay, so therefore the derivation starts from capital X of omega summation from minus infinity to plus infinity x of n e raised to minus j omega n. So what is the range of omega now? It is 0 to 2 pi. Okay. Now let us make one more assumption here, that my omega value, okay, my omega value is equal to, I assume, or I make it a condition here, that my omega value is equal to 2 pi divided by n, okay, multiplied by k. Okay, so what omega is represented now? Omega is represented by omega is equal to 2 pi divided by n. So wherever there is a value of omega which you see, you should replace it by 2 pi n. Okay, so let us replace the value of omega. So let's say this is my equation number 1, okay, and this is my equation number 2. I will replace, or I will put the value of putting the value of, or put equation 2 in equation number 1. Okay, you just put this equation 2 in equation 1. So if I put equation 2 in equation 1, so it becomes capital X of, okay, 2 pi divided by n multiplied by k, bracket complete, is equal to, your summation will remain as it is, it will not change. Okay, so your summation will be varying from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, your small x of n will be as it is, this will not change. Okay, then exponential of e raised to minus j. Now what is omega? Omega is nothing but it is 2 pi k divided by n multiplied by small n, multiplied by small n. Okay, so what I have done is I have just substituted equation 2 in equation number 1. Okay, now if you look at this summation here, okay, this summation is very varying from minus infinity to plus infinity. So let us split this summation. Okay, so how to split the summation is, the LHS side is your capital X of 2 pi divided by n multiplied by k will be as it is equal to, okay, so this is my minus side, plus this is my one summation, plus this is my second summation, plus one more summation, plus it goes on, it goes on. Okay, so I've just expanded the summation. Okay, and what is each summation here? It is representing here is each summation is carried out. Okay, each summation is carried out. Is carried out is nothing but your calculation. Okay, is carried out for or of or over n samples. N samples of what? N samples of small x of n. Okay, each summation is carried out over n samples of x of n. Okay, now let us split in more detail. Okay, that my x of capital X of omega, this will be again as it is. Okay, just write it as it is. Capital X of 2 pi by n into k will be as it is equal to, okay, so let us not start with from minus infinity, let us start with some finite value. So summation, I will start it from minus n some number. Okay, here it will be small n is equal to, it will be minus n till what number? It will be less, let us take that minus 1. Write the inner summation content as it is, that is x of n, okay, e raised to minus j 2 pi divided by n into k n. This will remain as it is, plus this is the first summation, plus the second summation range will start from summation n is equal to. Now what I should put the value here is, try to understand this line number system here. Okay, in this graph, this, if this is my 0, okay, if this is my minus 1 here, this is minus n somewhere here till minus infinity. This is my LHS side. Okay, this is my RHS side. So what is RHS side? This is 0, this is plus 1. Okay, this is your some number, let us say a finite number, which is n minus 1, and here it is 2n minus 1. It will go on till plus infinity. It will just go on and it is still plus infinity. So what I have done is I have just taken this part. Okay, now what is this next part? It will be from 0. Okay, it will be from 0 because I have taken from minus n to plus, sorry, minus 1. Okay, then what is the next number? The next number will be from 0. Okay, so my second summation here, you can see it will start from small n, summation n small n ranging from 0 till some finite number, which is nothing but 0 to n minus 1. Again, you write it as it is, that it is x of n, okay, e raised to minus j 2 pi divided by n into k n into k n. This is my second summation of the split. Okay, plus go to the one more simplification of the summation. Okay, that is summation. Again, the small n will be varied from what number? N minus 1 is over, right? So after n minus 1, which number it will come? It is your n till 2n minus 1. Again, substitute the inner content of the summation as x of n e raised to minus j 2 pi by n, okay, multiplied by k n, plus let us end till last number. Let us end with the last number. Okay, this is what I have done here. Splitting of summation. Okay, I've taken one signal, I've substituted omega is equal to 2 pi by n into kn, that is equation number 2. Okay, after substitution I got this answer, then splitted the summation, then in detail summation, carried over n samples. Okay, so I got one summation here. Okay, now out of all this summation, I should carry out in such a way that it should be a limited in the sense it should be a finite number. Okay, because if you look at this equation here, it is completely infinite because I am starting at this particular point and I am ending at this particular point. It is completely infinite. Okay, so I should make my summation in such a way that it should be a finite value. Okay, so how to make it? Let us see here. Okay, so let us start here the continuation of the derivation. Let us write the LHS side. So that is capital X of, it is 2 pi divided by n into k is equal to, okay, what I will do is I will take the two summations. Okay, so the first summation will be varied from, let us take the another variable L. So L is equal to, it will start from minus infinity to plus infinity. Take it one more summation like this. N is equal to, this is n is equal to L capital N, small l multiplied by capital N. Here in the upper limit of the summation, it is ln plus n minus 1, and write the content of the summation, that is x of n into e raised to minus j 2 pi divided by n into k n into kn. So how I have written this and why I should take the summation? Okay, why I have taken the two summation? Okay, so it is just like this, right? The summation inside the summation will give you the whole limit. Okay, the outer summation, okay, this summation is my outer summation and this summation is my inner summation. This is inner summation. Okay, so even though if I take the inner summation inside this, it is just like this is bracket inside the bracket. Okay, so this inside bracket is my limited or a finite number. Here is a finite number, but this is my total summation, which is nothing but it starts from minus infinity to plus infinity, but this summation is completely limited value. So that is why the reason I have written summation inside the summation. But how to write the summation inside the summation here is the numbers what ln here represent is nothing but they are the limits which corresponds to the outer limits. Okay, so if you write something like this, that is the x of n here. Okay, here, so make sure that, okay, whenever you write here x of n, the summation values, okay, so it should be in such a way that the two summations, even if you multiply, the number will remain same. So that is why the reason I have taken the two summations. Okay, out of two summations, I have just written in such a way that even if you add the two summations, your value will never change. Okay, your value will, this value will not change. Okay, this is what the previous slide numbers. Okay, so therefore let us now replace something here, so that at the end of the derivation, the summation should be in a limited value. Okay, the summation should be in a limited value. To make my summation a very limited value, so what we will do here is I will replace, okay, replace, okay, my small n value by, you just replace the value of small n by n minus l n. Okay, replacing n, wherever there is a small n, you just replace it by n minus l, n minus l. So what I will do is I will consider this first. I will consider this first. Okay, so how to replace, how the replacement should be done here is you need to write this statement that replacing small n by n minus ln. So if you do that, how this can be done here is, so n is equal to, sorry, just a minute. So how this can be done here is n, okay, so this is n minus ln is equal to 0. Okay, n minus ln is equal to 0. Then what should be the value of n? N is equal to what? It is ln. N is equal to ln. This is the assumption here. Okay, so let us write again, or let us call this particular equation as a equation. N minus ln is equal to 0. Okay, so what is the replacement I should do? Wherever there is a value of n, I should replace it by n minus ln. Okay, I should replace it by n minus ln. Okay, because that is the statement which we are trying to take. Okay, so if I replace my value here, n minus ln is equal to 0, I have called this as equation number a. Okay, so this equation, if you take this n minus ln is equal to what? N. Okay, what is the assumption what I have done here is replacing, or replace small n by n minus ln, right? N minus ln. So first I have taken this n minus ln is equal to 0 and I have called it as equation number a. After that, I'm just going in the reverse, that n minus ln is equal to what? It is equal to n. So therefore, a small change what we can do here is n minus ln. Here what we are trying to get at this particular n minus ln. What is n minus ln? It is equal to n. How this is n? Because of this condition. So n minus ln is equal to 0 is nothing but n, which is equal to what? 0. So I got the first limit here. So where this limit I have taken, this summation, or you can say the first summation I have taken it out. Okay, now what is the second summation? Okay, to replace the second summation, okay, or the upper limit, for the upper limit, I will make it more clear. Okay, for upper limit, okay, for upper limit of of you can say for the upper limit of first summation, or okay, or the upper limit of first summation. What is the upper limit of first summation? Says small n is equal to ln plus n minus 1, ln plus n minus 1. This is my upper limit. This is my upper limit. So what I will do is I will put this ln on the LHS side. So this becomes n minus capital L into n is equal to what? N minus 1. Okay. So what is n minus ln? It is nothing but n. So what is n is equal to now? N is equal to n minus 1. So this is my second change in the limit. Okay. So the purpose of doing all this is you need to replace the content of the lower limit of the second summation and the upper limit of the summation to a finite value. Okay, so that is why what I have done is replace n by n minus ln. Okay, so after doing this I got n minus ln is equal to 0. Okay, what is n minus ln? N minus ln is nothing but n. So therefore n is equal to 0. So this is the lower limit. Do the calculation for the upper limit. How to do the calculation for the upper limit? Take the upper limit value. So what is the upper limit value? Says it is n is equal to ln plus n minus 1. Substitute just change the position of this ln on the LHS side or send ln on the other side. So n minus ln is equal to n minus 1. So therefore what is n minus ln? It is n. So therefore n is equal to n minus 1. So I got the limits for the upper limit as well as the lower limit. Okay, so what we will do now is let us change the condition. Let us put the values now. Okay, how to put the values is here, take the formula which we have taken, that is capital X of 2 pi divided by n multiplied by k is equal to, okay, I'm substituting here. Okay, I'm substituting here. So x of 2 pi by n into kn is equal to, the outer limit should not change its value. So what is the outer limit? Outer limit is equal to, lower limit is L is equal to from minus infinity to plus infinity. Now, second summation. What is the second summation now? The new values of n. So what is the new values of n? The lower limit is nothing but n is equal to 0. Upper limit is nothing but n is equal to n minus 1. What is the summation now? X of, what is the value of n? Now value of n is replaced by n minus L n multiplied by exponential of e raised to minus j 2 pi divided by n, okay, multiplied by k multiplied by, what is the value of n now? It is again n minus L n. Okay, n minus L n. So this is how the summation values get changed. Now the second summation is now a finite summation and the outer summation is an infinite summation. Okay, so now let us try to eliminate, or let us try to change this value such that I get only this summation part. Okay, I just get this summation part, but let us apply the rule of the exponential. Okay, if the two exponentials, if they are multiplied in the exponential part, they get separated. Okay, so how to do that separation part is, here what we can do is, I will write on that is capital X of, okay, it is 2 pi divided by n into k is equal to, write the outer summation. So that is L is equal to from minus infinity to plus infinity. The inner summation is, your range is varying from n is equal to from 0 till n minus 1. Okay, x of n minus ln Now what is exponential? Exponential, first splitting of exponential is e raised to minus j 2 pi divided by n, okay, into what? K n. First, after opening the brackets, okay, after opening this I will multiply with this, and then I will multiply with ln. So this is the first part, multiplied by, here I will write, okay, e raised to minus j, okay, 2 pi divided by n, okay, k into minus ln. So this becomes ln. I will write here, I will make the exponential as this is plus, this is plus. Okay. So this n and this n will get cancelled. Okay, both the n will get cancelled. So what answer we get here now after cancellation is the summation L ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. Second summation is for n varying from 0 to n minus 1, okay, x of n minus ln, okay, then e raised to minus j 2 pi divided by n into kn, okay, multiplied by another exponential e raised to plus j, okay, it is 2 pi k into l, 2 pi k into l. Okay, now this last exponential is equal to 1 always. Why that is so? It says that e raised to plus j, okay, 2 pi into kl is equal to 1 always. It is 1 always, because here if an exponential, if it is a multiple of 2 pi, if it is a multiple of 2 pi, then it will be always equal to 1, okay, because e raised to j theta is nothing but what? Cos theta plus j sin theta, okay, cos theta multiplied by, sorry, cos theta plus j sin theta, okay. So what is cos 2 pi is equal to 1, okay, because sin 2 pi is 0, so we get cos 2 pi is equal to 1. So this can be, I can write in like this also, cos of 2 pi k l, 2 pi k l plus j sin, okay, 2 pi k l, okay, sin 2 pi, pi is nothing but sin 360 degree, okay, 2 pi, pi is 180 degree, pi is nothing but 180, so 180 into 2 is 360, so sin 360 is 0, so sin 2 pi cos 360 is equal to 1, so this is equal to 1 always. So always remember, whenever you have an exponential which is a multiple of 2 pi, that become is equal to 1, okay. So then the simplified answer what we can get here is your answer, which is nothing but capital X of, okay, capital X of 2 pi by n into k is equal to, okay, your summation L ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity, another summation which is ranging from n is equal to 0 to n minus 1, okay, x of n minus ln multiplied by exponential of e raised to minus j 2 pi by n into k n, okay, into k n. I got this much value, okay. Now what I will do is I will interchange the summation, okay, here interchange summation, interchange the summation, interchange the summation, interchange, you can do here is order, okay, interchange the order of summation. So if we interchange the order of summation, we get capital X is equal to 2 pi by n into k, okay, is equal to, I will interchange the summation, that is nothing but n, I will take it outside, okay, which is varying from 0 to n minus 1. I will take the unlimited value, that is L is equal to varying from minus infinity to plus infinity. I will write x of n of ln, okay, exponential of e raised to minus j 2 pi by n into k n. okay, into k n. Okay, so this particular summation here, okay, which is nothing but this value, okay, I will just put into the bracket. I will just put it into the bracket. Okay, so this particular value which I have shown, that is the unlimited value, I will call it by another name, which is nothing but I will call it by small xp of n. Now what is small xp of n? Small xp of n is nothing but summation, that is L ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity, okay, x of n minus L n, x of n minus ln. Okay, so let us call this as equation number 3 and this is equation number 4. Then put 4 in 3. So if you put 4 in 3, what answer we get here is capital X of 2 pi by n into k is equal to summation, okay, summation what? Summation n ranging from 0 to n minus 1. What is this bracket value? It is now xp of n e raised to minus j 2 pi divided by n into k n. Okay, so what is xp of n now? Xp of n is nothing but it is the periodic, okay, periodic repetition. It is a periodic repetition of x of n. Is a periodic repetition of x of n with period of n samples, the period of n samples. Okay, so this answer which we got here, okay, which we got at this part, that is capital X of 2 pi by n into k, summation ranging from 0 to n minus 1 into xp of n e raised to minus j 2 pi by n into kn. This definition is called for our formula for DFT, that is discrete Fourier transform. Okay, so we have taken at the very beginning, if you look at the beginning part, okay, this I have taken a time domain signal x of n, okay, which is a periodic signal. So instead of calculating my whole signal again and again and again, what I will do is I will concentrate on only one cycle. Okay, so that is what I started with the input x of n. Okay, I have replaced my omega, I splitted this summation. Okay, after splitting of summation, okay, you got two summations. Okay, solve for the inner summation, lower limit and the upper limit, and make it finite. That is, the lower limit it should start from 0 and upper limit it should end by n minus 1. Substitute these two values in this particular equation, you will get this value. Okay, so once you get this value, okay, split the exponential part like this n and n will get cancelled and you will get only this. Okay, the standard formula in the signal system also we have used, that if it is e raised to j, if it is a multiple of 2 pi, it is always equal to 1. Okay, always remember that standard formula. If an exponential, if it is multiple of 2 pi, it is always equal to 1, or you can just calculate that e raised to j theta is equal to cos theta plus j sin theta. Okay, if you substitute the value of theta, which is equal to 2 pi kl, okay, so cos 2 pi is always equal to 1 and sin 2 pi is always equal to 0. That is why the reason it is always equal to 1. Then substitute here, okay, and interchange the order of the summation. Okay, if you interchange the order of summation, your limited summation from 0 to n minus 1, it will go outside and this summation will come inside. Okay, and this particular value we call it as xp of n. Here p represents my periodic, p represents my the value periodic. So therefore if I replace this whole summation from limit from minus infinity to plus infinity by xp of n, in the sense I get a periodic sample values, and where each signal is it has a repetition of x of n. In the sense, even though if you calculate from 0 to n minus 1, okay, it means that you are almost done with the signal which you are calculating from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so with this class of frequency domain sampling, Okay, this is the derivation which is very important derivation for the exam point of view also. Okay, so with this derivation I will conclude my today's video lecture on frequency domain sampling. Thank you.